Hey there, miniature painters. I recently picked up 4 boxes of kick-ass terrain from Amazon for less than $40. All of this terrain is from the Bardsung board game, but we can use this as proxy terrain for our favorite board games such as Cthulhu Death May Die, Massive Darkness, or Zombicide. Welcome to Treehane Miniatures. So I recently picked up these 4 boxes of Bardsung accessories from Amazon for less than $10 a box. I believe it was about $38 for 4 boxes. And these boxes include doors, environmental effects, fire, switches, and that sort of stuff. So I want to go ahead and unbox these for you guys, and let's see what we can use for some of the games that we're painting up here, like Darkest Dungeon. So I think what I'll do here is I'll move these boxes aside and I'll bring them up one at a time so that we can really zoom in and see what we're dealing with, see what's included in these boxes. All right, and I really want to start with the doors. I have 2 boxes of these doors because I did originally buy 1 box from Miniature Market before I saw this sale on Amazon, and we can always use more doors in our games. These are definitely some medieval dungeon style doors. Go excellent with Massive Darkness. That is why I purchased these. When I got just the set of doors before getting this from Amazon, I got these for Massive Darkness as well as Zombicide Black Plague. They are very cool, and these things have some weight to them. They are very chunky, and even with the doors open, well, on my test earlier they actually stood up. Let's see here. So with one door open, it still stands up just fine. Earlier when I tested, I did have both doors open on a flatter surface and it seemed to work. Yeah, with both doors open, not quite as stable. One door open, stands up just fine. And 10 of these come in the pack. So there are 10 doors in the pack here. And with these accessories coming in at an average of just under $10 a box, 10 doors of this quality for $10 is not bad. I usually consider miniatures cheap if they cost $1 or less. So I feel this falls in that category. And they are some really cool looking doors. And that is the entirety of box 1. So one box that I already showed you when I unboxed the main game is the Hobgoblin box. And that contains 19 Hobgoblin miniatures, including 8 Brigands, 4 Raiders, 4 Brutes, 1 Butcher, and 2 Reavers. So I'm not really going to spend much time on that. I'll probably put up some footage of my original unboxing because I can show those along with the character art, and that'll be a better representation of how those can be painted rather than just showing you the plastic miniatures here without the character art alongside it. So as we move right along here, we're going to go to the upper levels box. These boxes feel very swanky. There's some like linen finish boxes here. Everything is packed very tight in these boxes. Alright, so once again I'm going to zoom in so I can show you these a little closer here. We have some very cool doors here with glyphs in the doors. And what I figured these could be used for is they could be painted with the red, blue, and green markings on these glyphs, and they could be used as the objective doors from Zombicide Black Plague, where you have the doors that are marked with a certain color for the objectives. And then we also have what looks like a Cullis Gate. And of course, I'm always looking for stuff that I can use in Cthulhu Death May Die. So this can be used as a cell, like from Season 1, Episode 4. Now that's just a location marker for the cell, but this would be a cool location marker. And I believe there's also a gate. The upper levels box also comes with 2 sets of stairs. Now when I saw this, I thought that it could initially be used in place of the starting location marker from Cthulhu Death May Die. But then anywhere else in the game, any episode that calls for the sets of stairs, you can have your 2 stair locations. Now you're more thematically immersed. And of course we have lots of other little gadgets here, switches. A lot of these can be used in Gloomhaven as well, especially when we get to the traps and different terrain features. Just different obstacles and barriers. Some of these are going to be a little too large for Gloomhaven, but most of them will work. This looks like a broken column, so it would work as a pile of debris. 4 of those. We do have some fire here. Not enough to outfit Cthulhu Death May Die, but it's still pretty cool. Small enough for any game. Then we have a couple of large treasure chests, and this could supplement for the major treasures in Massive Darkness. And of course, any of this stuff can be used in Dungeons and Dragons. And last from the upper levels box is a toxic pipe, it looks like. An oozing pipe. And when we look at these, I mean, talk about the qualities. These all feel like very heavy plastic, very firm plastic. This stuff is not going, I can't even bend that a little bit. I already took the lid off. How about that? So it's the last box. Now when I saw this is obviously a forge, but I thought that this could be used in place of the laboratories in Cthulhu Death May Die. There are a couple of these in the box here. Those laboratories lead to fire, and this would also cause fire. I think this would be a good little replacement for the laboratories, possibly. And this box contains a ton of terrain effects. You can paint that up like lava. Now these are the ones that I was talking about that are a little too big for Gloomhaven, but absolutely perfect for other games like Darkest Dungeon. That has a lot of trap tokens in it, and a lot of different ground effect tokens, like poison or fire or ooze. Little pile of skulls. Again, that could be used in Massive Darkness. Got a whole handful of those. Additionally, we have some bubbling ground, little toxic pool. We have some frozen doors. Now these doors are not able to open like the others, so I'd imagine that if you were able to have a locked door and then take care of it, you could replace this with one of the doors that do open. Except we have 4 of these little, looks like vines on a wall. So this could be used for like the bramble maybe from Season 4, Episode 2 of Cthulhu Death May Die. Of course, there aren't quite as many here. This can also be used in place of the hedges, the little cardboard hedges from Zombicide Green Horde. That would work fine in place of those. Seems to be a frozen theme here. We have a couple of frozen switches. So in the last big box, we had some regular switches, and now we have a couple of frozen switches. Again, I'm going to zoom out just so you can see how much you're getting here for just under $10 a box. That is a decent amount of content to outfit your miniatures games. Now, I cannot tell if that's a dilapidated pipe coming out of the ground, or if that is a tree stump with fungus growing on it. I am just not quite sure. Another unique little item here. We do have a well. That seems very specific. I'm not sure what I would use that for, but it's nice to have. And then we have some trap terrain. And this would be perfect for Season 4, Episode 5 of Cthulhu Death May Die, because they actually have little tokens that are spiky traps. And the very last thing from this box, I have no idea what that is. Like maybe a dock or something? A dock location? Looks like there's cargo and an elevated platform. No idea what I would use this one for. Again, I got all 4 boxes. I think it was $37.99. That is a bargain as far as I'm concerned. I'm really excited to get these doors painted up, start using them in all the games I have that use doors. All of the Zombicides, Massive Darkness, maybe even for the caves from Cthulhu Death May Die. That wouldn't be such a bad idea. The cave entrance, several of those episodes do have caves. Anyways, that wraps up this unboxing for these accessories for Bard Song. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to join our growing community of miniature enthusiasts.